Guess what? If you're someone that's needing a miracle, then have you even asked for a miracle to happen in your life? Have you asked? Have you opened yourself up to receive a miracle, or are you literally just sitting there, licking your wounds, staying in a state of desperation, and understanding that you're absolutely needing to be the number one participant in this game called life? And that there are miracles that can happen for you if you start to give yourself permission to start switching some things up. You don't have to just hustle and grind and work so hard and exhaust yourself. You really just need to open up your heart, your energy centers, to be able to be more receptive of the things that you desire versus resistant to the things you desire. And it starts here in the mind. If you're new to the channel, my name's Greg. I've been getting on here. Results kill excuses. Coming off of 13 years of hitting my rock bottom, getting sober, asking for help, doing therapies of all types, and ultimately needing to break a lot of vicious patterns and cycles, a lot of self-sabotaging habits and beliefs in order to truly become a better version of myself. And it's taken consistent work each and every day. That doesn't mean every day's been easy. Doesn't mean every day's been butterflies and rainbows and unicorns. However, I've continued to show up for myself, and I've continued to show up for others, knowing that I could have just stayed sad, miserable, depressed, using alcohol to medicate my pain, using weed to numb my feelings, or I could change. And that's the breaking point. That's the decision point that we all have. And guess what? You have that decision every single day, especially if you're still going down and down on that vicious cycle, that broken record type life where you're sick and tired of feeling sick and tired, but you don't quite have the courage and the confidence and the clarity. It's called those are the 3 C's to take that leap of faith, to truly change your reality once and for all, to heal your emotional wounds, to start to really be able to trust yourself. And that starts, it's not a fell swoop. There's no magic trick here. You're not going to just feel that way overnight. It's going to take your persistence, your consistency, your dedication, your commitment, your relentlessness, that if you fall down, get up, dust off, and keep going. And as you do that, and you start stringing together some winning days, some winning weeks, some winning months, eventually you're going to have a year of winning. Not every day, but most days, if you start living more intentional and really having that growth mindset, that PMA, positive mental attitude, getting out of your pity parties and giving yourself permission to even cultivate a real personal relationship with universe, God, spirit, source, knowing that there is an invisible force at play in our lives. And what I've learned along my 13-year journey after hitting my final rock bottom, It's not about religion. And yet religion does a really good job of selling it, being the kind of one size fits all, being the solution to your problems. I'll be honest, I didn't experience that. It helped a lot, but it definitely did not do anything, zero, to reprogram my limiting beliefs, my survival patterns, my emotional programs from my childhood, right? The new heart, the new mind, the prayers, man, it feels so good, right? When you're optimistic and worshiping and praying. But then there's this other bulk of your life that you're having to be you. And you're trying to be this other thing, but it's more of an act. Because it's at a surface level of your spirit. When most of our emotional wounds, right, are programmed in us, and they're deep. It's deep, 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 deep. And I've never known anybody to just have a spontaneous, right, emotional, like healing, awakening, just complete, right? I've been listening to some testimonies. It's been popping up in my feed of people that are doing like a plant medicine called ayahuasca. And a lot of the testimonies are where the plant medicine is showing people who they could be, their highest potential. It's also showing them the things they need to release, but it's not doing that for them. It's basically peeling back the veils and the curtains so that you can see in there with spiritual eyes and have greater understanding of the work that you need to do. And this is what I've been talking about, is I'm not against those things. I've never tried that thing in particular, but I've heard from many people that have experienced it, and it's sort of like it gives you a quick, I don't want to call it quick, but it gives you an experience that shows you what I've been talking about, which is a very specific process to healing, to becoming your higher self. And yet everybody seems to have a different way to skin that cat. How do you become your higher self? And for me, I'm always going to talk about the four things that need to be addressed: mental health, emotional health, spiritual health, and then physical health. And as you start to invest in those things and harmonize those things, then you absolutely will understand what your purpose is, what you need to heal, right? It's all of this painful stuff that you experience primarily in your childhood. Your earliest childhood is where you had the greatest impression on your emotional and mental health. And then certainly throughout your adolescence and early adulthood, we continue to attract these situations based on that energy of woundedness. And thus we continue to create situations that leave us feeling disassociated with ourselves, misaligned with our best selves. And that is where that work needs to begin, is going in that time machine to the earliest memory and unpacking that. And then that is the spiritual thing of like setting free the pain and the emotions and the connections that are there. Forgiving people that have hurt you with all your heart, with all your mind, with all your soul, with all your strength. And really, if you have to do this redundantly and repetitively, just continuing to set people free. I just had this experience now where I came across somebody on social media that we had a falling out, and I felt a little jolt in my nervous system. And because I felt that little bit of jolt, I realized that there's still some pain associated with that connection. And guess what? That's an opportunity for me to heal, to expand, to really send that person love, send them joy, send them peace, send them prosperity, send them happiness, right? To really lift this person up, knowing that our time together caused me pain. I'm sure they felt pain as well, or we would probably still be more associated. But the fact that I felt that little nervous system, that spark in my system by them popping up, having not really communicated in months, it's a good indicator. And our bodies are giving us signals all the time. Your mind is giving you signals. Your intuition is telling you, come on, man, enough of the weed, enough of the drink, enough of the self-medicating, enough of the overeating. Like, we feel like shit, we're better than this. And yet, what is it going to take for you to get to a breaking point? I talk all the time. It took me hitting rock bottom. It took me literally hitting the worst case scenario. And I hope it doesn't take you that. But I realize that most people, man, we're so doggone stubborn. We're so stinking stubborn that we have to allow for these situations to get so bad that we need that pain. And it's by design. It's the whole reason why you even experience those traumatic events in the first place, is you signed up for that stuff. And if you can't wrap your head around saying that you signed up for it at the soul level, that you chose, you literally picked that you wanted to feel this experience because this is what your soul would need to get to a place of breakthrough, of truly awakening. It can't awaken without that pressure and that pain. What's the point of the whole experience if it's just all waking up and everything is so good and yay, no problems, no resistance, no adversity, no pain. And what we try to do though, right, is we try and numb the pain. We try and hide the pain. We try and avoid the pain. We want to run from the pain. We don't want to feel the pain. And a lot of us will use people, we'll use substances, we'll use just about anything to get us out of our pain. And most of those things aren't going to do the tiniest amount of fixing the pain. It doesn't fix. It just numbs it. To truly fix that takes intentional processing, being very conscientious, being very present with who you are, what you've experienced, having greater levels of self-awareness, really connecting with your heart, mind, body, and soul. To truly understand and have some empathy about what it is that you've experienced and what can you learn from those experiences. That's sort of the curiosity that becomes the student. For you to become the student of your experience, to have curiosity versus just nothing but guilt and shame and anger and frustration and hatred about the things that you experienced, regret. But to truly have some curiosity to say, man, why did I go through that? What is the pattern here? What is this teaching me? What is it showing me? What direction is it pointing me towards? What is the thing that I can learn most from this situation or any of the situations in my life that have caused me the greatest amount of pain? Right? When you start getting to those types of questions and then going into like detective mode to figure it out, man, you are really on the brink of something incredible. And so I encourage you to keep going. If you're starting to question and explore, keep going. If you want to do the self-discovery work, type in Results Kill Excuses to the App Store. Download the app. Jump into one of those courses. Print out the sheets or order a workbook and do the work. Commit yourself to something every single day. Try it. Try it before you know. It's not easy work, but I'm there guiding you through some pretty deep reflection work about your life. No one else's life. It is private stuff, but it's stuff that by you knowing, by you acknowledging, it's not going to hurt you. It's going to really empower you, right? And you can also get that from the 1% Better Everyday Journal, right? Click on the link down below. It's there for you. It's there for you. If you literally were to go 91 days, no days off, investing in that time, probably an hour a day, and get nothing from it, be like, man, what is a waste of my time? I didn't learn nothing. I'll give you your money back times two. Right? It's like, but you have to really be authentic and true to yourself to really give yourself permission to try something new, commit to it, show up for it. Recently, I committed to doing these real intense breathwork exercises, and it's something that coming up, I'm going to be going through over a 1 week workshop on being a certified healer with this breathwork exercise. And I've experienced some of the greatest breakthroughs along my 13-year healing journey, spiritual awakening in the past 90 days. But the thing is I tried it and I was like, I felt that, whoa, there's something about this that's different, that I'm really feeling something powerful. And so I leaned into it and I committed myself to do it every single day. And I have not missed a day. So that's a part of who I am now. I'm a sayer. If I say something, I'm going to do something. And when I don't, man, I know I could be really hard on myself. And a lot of people, you may be one of them. If you lack self-confidence, you have to start telling yourself the things that you're going to do, be realistic, and then doing them. And in the 1% Better Everyday Journal, there's actually that opportunity for you to write down every single day 3 things that matter to you that day that you're going to do. And then you go back and reflect and say, did I get it? Did I do them or did I didn't do them? And as you start to see that pattern of really letting yourself off the hook or setting your bar too high, you can readjust. And guess what? You have support from me through the video content of that entire journal process. So if it's something you've considered, but you're still kind of iffy about it, man, just pull the trigger. You got the guarantee here that it ain't going to be a waste of your time. You will get something out of it, and you'll be thanking me then. Right? You'll be thanking yourself too, because you're going to be the one having a greater sense of self-confidence, self-accomplishment, accountability. You're going to start to reprogram your negative thinking, sorting through the things that are overwhelming you in life and starting to have some more clarity about those things. Right? This shit ain't sexy yet. It really is. To me, it's sexy. To me, I talk about this all the time. Everywhere I go, this is who I am. Love talking to strangers, acquaintances, family, friends, anybody. I truly do believe that everyone can benefit from this type of message. And even if it's not from me, there are others sharing the same message throughout this world. None of us shared notes. And yet there is harmony and synergy between what we are saying and what we are communicating to the world at large. The time to heal is now. The time to disconnect from the distractions is now. And if you're ready, join me. Get yourself involved. Download the app. Purchase a journal. Reach out if you're looking at doing some one-on-one coaching, because you need real accountability. I do 3 and 6 month programs, either twice a month or 4 times a month. You will transform. You will not be the same person you are today in 3 months or 6 months from now, working with me one-on-one. Let's get it. Your time is now. It's not an accident you're hearing this. I'm sending you lots of love, joy, and peace, because you know the drill. Results kill excuses, because if it was easy, it won't be worth it. Greg's out.